Hi everyone, nice that you're watching to this new video. My name is Loran and as you can see I'm updating my review of the Canyon CFSL 8 disc. This is a new review after a long use of this bike. I will answer your questions you asked in my previous video. Since the previous video was so successful, I thought I would make an update video and explain some things I noticed on the bike, some things that happened, some things that I found nice, I found not nice. And yeah, I will update you in this video. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video so I can make more of these. And yeah, I'll start with what I think of the bike. Okay, so first of all, this bike has the Aero frame. It's the cheapest version of the Aero bike that Canyon offers. It has this blue color scheme, which Alpecin also has, and it has the Ultegra group set. Now there's a new version of the bike. It's in red, and there's also a gray version. The moment I bought it, there weren't a lot of bikes, so I was very lucky to have one. I was like watching the website every hour, and then suddenly my size was available, and then I bought it immediately. I wasn't thinking, and I just bought the bike because I wanted it so badly. And honestly, the bike is really nice. It feels really stiff when I'm riding it. At slower speeds, I don't really notice a big of a difference between this bike and my previous bike. My previous bike was a Kyoto Com. It was an older bike, but at slower speeds I don't really notice the difference unless I'm sprinting or when I'm riding really fast. Then I really feel that this bike is way more stiff. Just the wheels and the disc brakes, it makes it overall a very fast bike. Sprinting feels very stiff. I can't really complain about that. Everyone who sees my bike is like, nice bike, so I get a lot of compliments on that. My previous bike had rim brakes. This one has disc brakes. I didn't need to change my my brake pads at all. I only rode like 5,000 kilometers in almost a year of having this bike. It's not a lot, I know, but I am in my second last year of school and I just have so many deadlines. I can't really ride the bike the amount of times I want to. I ride it as often as I can, and I did some races with it. I'm a triathlete, so I did some triathlon races with this. I can't complain about the bike. So the wheels are 62 millimeters. The small of this bike has wheels that are 50 mil, but yeah, the wheels feel very good. I had a little problem with the back wheel. There was like a little wobbling. I had it fixed like a week ago. Yeah, now everything runs smoothly again. I changed the chain one time already, as you can see, and the cassette is still really under good condition. That's just Ultegra. You'll get it with every bike. It's not bike specifically. I think it's time to talk about the group set a little bit. The group set is the Ultegra, the mechanical version, as I said previously. It's the same as I had on my Canyon, my Kyoto. Yeah, I don't really notice much of a difference between this version and my Kyoto. My Kyoto, I had to change it a few times during the year, but this one I had to fix it only one time after I replaced the chain. But other than that, I didn't have to change the group set. I didn't have to adjust the derailleur or anything like that, so that's really nice. What else can I say about the group set? It's an 1130. I had a comment from a guy who was like, yeah, you have the bike, you should know what you have, but I didn't really look at the bike. I was just making an informative video. I didn't expect it to blow up that way, so he was quite annoyed that I didn't say the right tooth. So I have an 1130 on the back with a 5236 front chain. Overall, the Ultegra is just an Ultegra shifting. You'll get it with every bike with Ultegra. It shifts okay, but I'm planning to maybe upgrade it. I've looked into it and it's possible to put Shimano Di2 Ultegra on here, and maybe I'm planning to do that next year, or yeah, when I have the money to buy an Ultegra Di2. I think we can say something about the disc brakes. It's the first time I use disc brakes, and honestly I love it so much. I don't know why people are talking about that it's not nice. The disc brakes are really good, and I haven't had any issues with it at all, unless when it's like raining, then you hear a little bit of squeaking, but when you clean your disc brakes, everything is fine again. I think I'm going to change my disc brake pads soon, because they're like a little bit worn out, and yeah, I'm going to change it soon. These tires are the Continentals. I'll also put on the screen which model it is. It's the stock tire that Canyon puts on it. I really love the tire. The skin wall looks great in my opinion. I don't know why people would say the skin wall doesn't look great. It's amazing, and I will buy another skin wall, maybe tubeless, since these wheels are tubeless available. You can put tubeless tires on these wheels, and I'm thinking about putting them on when I replace these wheels. Other than that, these bottle cages are from Elite. I bought them on a website, and yeah, these look good on the bike as well. So yeah, let's talk about the frame a little bit. The frame is really easy to clean. I haven't had any issues with it at all. Sometimes when I rode races, when it was wet, the bike got dirty and I was like, now I have to clean it. I don't really like to clean the bike, because yeah, every time you have to clean it, it means that there's some dirt somewhere. I did add a few of these stickers here. Yeah, I added these stickers because I don't want the paint to go off. I just want you know, the frame to be as perfect as possible. I did put the handlebar a little bit lower because I feel like I'm more aero that way, but I'm still thinking about changing my position since I'm not 100% comfortable. Sometimes I get like a pain in my back. Maybe that's because I don't do core stability, but we'll see after I change my position. But I'm thinking of changing my position so I come a little bit more to the front, and then yeah, I can go a little bit deeper, so I can become even more aero. The handlebars do have a different handlebar tape here. It's because I crashed the bike already once. There was this person who was running across the street without looking, and I had to go full in the brakes, and I crashed with a friend of mine last summer. And yeah, that was quite sad. I have like a little bit of the carbon went off, and the handlebar tape was also ripped, so I had to change it. The shifters, I put it a little bit more to the inside, but I'm thinking of putting it even more down and even more inside. Yeah, that's everything for the handlebar. I'm happy about the way it feels, how it looks. Can't complain. The aero thing here with Canyon looks really good in my opinion. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, here is the Garmin mount. I'll put a link in the description. It's from Amazon, and I found this mount because it also had the possibility to put a Garmin on it, but the thing where a GoPro on it, but the thing where the GoPro mount has fallen off during a ride, and yeah, I haven't used it since, so that's why I put this one on for shots in front of the bike. I used it only once. Okay, that's everything for the front. Oh yeah, if you're using Di2, of course these cables will go away since everything is wireless with Di2, and I think that'll be even more aero. Now let's go to the back of the bike. The saddle feels really good in my opinion, don't have any issues with that. I do have a little bit of saddle pain, but I think that's due to my position. I think you can fit everyone on every saddle. It's just marketing to say you need another saddle that's wider or smaller. Then here is the seat post. I don't know if you know it, but the Canyon AEROAD has a problem where the seat post squeaks. I'm not gonna take my saddle out because I fixed the issue and I just want it to stay that way. But when you're riding with the new bike, after a few 100 kilometers, the saddle started squeaking. It was like, you don't hear anything now, but it was like ee, 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 ee. And it was super annoying. With every pedal stroke I did, the saddle started squeaking. So that was super annoying. I searched online, and like a lot of people had it. A lot of people in Facebook groups had it as well. A lot of people on YouTube were complaining. I did say it in my previous video that's on my channel that I had the issue as well. And how I fixed it was I didn't use any paste. I just took out the saddle. I marked, like I knew where my saddle height was. So it's at 7, there is numbers on here. I marked my position. I put like tape from here all the way around till here, like electrical tape on a few layers, and then I put it in my saddle and then the squeaking stopped. I think it's because the position isn't 100% perfect, and I think there's a little bit of a gap between the saddle, the seat post and the frame, so that's why it's squeaking when you're riding it. It's super annoying, and I hope Canyon will fix it in the future update of this bike, because previously there were issues with dirt getting in here, and then they fixed it with this sock, and now there's issues with the bikes, with the seat post squeaking. So I hope they'll fix it in another thing, and I think it's a shame that for 4,000 euros you have to fix this issue yourself. I did contact Canyon, someone asked it as well. I did contact Canyon and they didn't have anything to say about it. They just said that they didn't know that was a problem. They had some people say it is a problem, but not enough to like really do an investigation about this problem. Maybe in the meantime they are doing an investigation, maybe in the meantime enough people have said that it is a problem, but when I initially sent a message to Canyon, they couldn't help me, and they said I just should leave it as it is and I could bring it to a service center, but it's not really near my home, so I can't go there. One more issue is with the bike I have is on the other side, it's actually on this side, I have a left side power meter of 4 III. I don't know how to say it in English. Okay, sorry, apparently my camera started overheating, so I just fixed it, and now I'm going to talk a little bit further about my cranks. So a little issue I had with the 4 III power meter is that it's the older version. The height of the battery compartment is a little bit higher, which led to some scratches on the bike down below. As you can see here, I'm going to take you. As you can see here, there is some scratches which happened like quite immediately, and now the scratches are so big, and the scratches on the power meter battery compartment are quite big as well, so it's now not even touching anymore, so I'm just going to leave it there. If you want a left-sided power meter, you can still do it, but with the newer version it should work just fine. I didn't want to spend like so many euros on another power meter since I only have this one like for a year and a half, 2 years maybe. So that's why I didn't want to change it, and yeah, I just left it on there. That's something you really have to keep in mind. It's not nice to see your bike with scratches. Maybe in the future I will have it fixed, because it just scratches on the paint. Of course, it's not on the frame, so yeah, that's quite sad. I didn't really think about that, and I just started cycling, and when I saw the scratches I was like, oh god damn it, that sucks. Anyways, overall this bike is honestly amazing. If you have 4k euros to spend, it's an amazing bike. It feels amazing on the road, can't complain. It's just for the price, it's an amazing bike, and I don't think you could get any better than this. Unless you don't really want the aero frame. I did want the aero frame, so if you want the aero frame, you can go for this. I do think the ultimate CF SL8 Di2 version is a better price value than this bike, because this bike doesn't have Di2. I think the aero frame costs a little bit more to make, and that's why they put it in the same price category. So like 4k euros for this bike, or 4k euros for a climbing bike with Di2, I think you could better choose that. And if you have 1k euros extra, you could even get the aero version of the ultimate. Honestly, in my opinion, if I would choose again, I would save a little bit more for the ultimate version. And I heard from other people that it feels amazing as well. I think it's even lighter than this one. Of course, this is an aero frame, it's more heavy, and you do get the Di2. If you do want the aero frame with the Di2, the cheapest bike you can buy is the CF SLX. That one has Di2, but it's 6,500 euros for the cheapest version, I think. For Ultegra Di2, yeah, it's just 2,500 euros extra. That's more than half of the price of this bike extra on top, just for Di2, which I found like too much. So I just bought this bike, and now I'm going to save extra for putting Di2 on this bike later. And I even like the color scheme of this bike even more. They don't have this one in CF SLX. You have to go to the CFR bikes, and that's like 8,500 euros, and then you get Dura Ace with another color scheme, like kind of the same, but like white down below and then blue on top. So yeah, let's go inside and talk a little bit about the comments and what you guys asked me. Okay, so we're inside now. I'm going to take the questions you have asked, and I'm going to answer them. If you don't care about the questions, you can leave. Please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me to make more of these videos. It helps me to motivate me, and it shows me that you really like these videos and that you want to see more. If there is another question, you want another review, you want anything else on this channel, you would like to see some more like bike related videos, triathlon videos, don't forget to leave it in the comments. I do have a Dutch channel, so if you're Dutch, if you're interested in triathlon, I do make daily vlogs on that channel. I'll link it in the description down below. It takes a lot of time, so that's why it took me a long time to upload this video, to make this video. I already told you I have a lot of deadlines, so yeah, I do have a lot of things to do, and I'm sorry for you guys that you guys had to wait. But yeah, here it is, here is the video, and we'll talk about your comments right now. Someone said, "Hi Lauren, I hope you're keeping well. I'm really thinking about purchasing this bike as it is now available in my size. I was wondering what your views are on the bike after riding it for 6 months." Currently, I've been riding it for almost a year right now. I've ridden it in really bad conditions. I've ridden it in races, I've ridden it for long rides, I've ridden it for short rides, I've ridden it on the trainer, for races on the trainer, so I think I can give you a pretty good view on how I see the bike and how I think the bike is. As I said previously, as I said like a few minutes ago, honestly the bike is, in my opinion, is a really good value for the price. It offers you really stiff bike, it gives you great shifting. The Ultegra is of course really good if you would like a little bit better shifting. I would go for the i2. And then honestly I think the bike is unbeatable. I don't think you have to spend $9,000 on a bike for Dura Ace if you're not a professional cyclist. If you're just like an amateur, I think or even riding races, I think the Ultegra Di2 or the SRAM Force version is a really good bike. It depends on what you like, on what shifting you're used to. But yeah, I think the bike has a really good value for its price, and I don't think you can go wrong with it. My size is in a medium and I'm 1.89 m. I don't know how much it is in feet, I'll put it on screen. Honestly, that's like the limit. I don't think you could be even bigger. I think then you'd have to go for a large, but for me it fits really nice. Someone said, "Hey mate, which power meter do you use? I was worried about this happening, looking into buying this bike. Thanks for your review." My power meter is a 4III, as I said. Yeah, it's a really good power meter. I had to calibrate it because it was 40 watts off, and then I compared it to my data from my Tux Flux, which is my smart trainer. I compared it to that data and it was like 40 watts off on everything. So that meant that whenever I was riding outside and I was looking at my power values, I was like, bro, this is so low. But yeah, now I calibrated it and now it's like almost identical to my my smart trainer. Connor said, "Hey Laurent, did you consider getting the Ultimate? What persuaded you to the AEROAD? I'm a bit stuck between the two." When I was looking at bikes, the AEROAD just had more my attention and there wasn't an Aero Ultimate variant. So I thought like I would go for the Aero, and I'm also a student, so 1,000 euros extra, if it had the possibility, is a lot. But after looking back now, I think I would maybe go for the Ultimate because yeah, it also has an Aero variant and it has the i2, so why not spend 1,000 euros extra for literally the same bike with the i2? When you're buying the i2 yourself, you'd have to change everything yourself, and it's like the i2 is quite expensive, the group set. So if you buy it like separately, it will cost you more than buying the Ultimate combined with the i2. Yeah, honestly, if I would choose over again, I would choose to spend a little bit more on the i2, even maybe the Ultimate of 4,000 euros with the i2, but it didn't had deep wheels, and I just found this bike so beautiful. I couldn't like let it slip. I would spend 5,000 euros on the Ultimate with the i2, or I would spend 4,000 euros on this bike. That's what I would do. If you have the possibility, if you have the option to choose, I would choose the Ultimate. And if you're thinking like 1,000 euros is a lot, as I thought, then I would go for the AEROAD. Someone asked, how is it on hills? I'm stuck between wanting to buy an aero bike versus a race bike. In Belgium there aren't a lot of hills. I didn't ride it on any other country except for the Netherlands. And yeah, on hills here in Belgium, like, I don't know if you watch the Tour of Flanders, like the Muur van Gerardsbergen. It wasn't in this year's Tour of Flanders. But yeah, the Muur van Gerardsbergen, I rode it with that. The Bosberg, everything else, Berendries, like a few famous climbs here in Belgium, I did ride it with this bike. It feels really good, especially on the cobbles. I have never felt a bike that's so smooth over the cobbles, so if you like the cobbles, you could go over them with no difficulty. It's very nice. And yeah, just the hills, it feels like a good bike, especially when you're standing up. You really feel the stiffness and the difference between like a normal climbing or a normal race bike. Can you put an 1132 cassette? Because we have mountains here in California, but I want to go fast also on flat. For an 1132 you'd have to put a long derailleur on. The short derailleur goes for max 1130, and that's what I also have on my bike. Hello, which Aero cockpit is installed out of the box and which Garmin mount do you use? The Aero cockpit is the Canyon H36 that's on this bike. The CF-SLX version has a different cockpit, and the Garmin mount I used is in the description. So those were all comments on my previous channel on which I took the video offline, and then on this channel Velozio I uploaded the video again, and then I'm going to take a few comments of here and I'll answer those for you. I've got a few comments from G. My cassette is 1128 or 1130. I'm not sure either, dude, but you have the freaking bike. Why you don't verify and show us, lazy? I was just making an informative video. I didn't expect it to blow up. It was my first time making an English video about the bike. I'm not native English speaker, so when you say these comments, it's like, why are you mad? Like, I'm just making this video for you, and if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, like, it's free, just go away. He posted like a few other comments like, there's a bird's nest on your forehead, I'd like to see less begging for subs and like, nobody likes a beggar, is tubeless ready? I read, we can all read, dude, but you have the bike, why not verify and show us? I make these videos because I like it, and if I'm asking for subs, it's because it shows me that you like the video I created. If you don't like it, then you don't have to subscribe. Like, honestly, I don't care at all about subscribers. It's just nice to see that people like these videos, and it's actually helpful that what I do helps you out or helps people out, and yeah, that I can like have contact with you guys and have talk about stuff on the bike that you ask me. So if you don't want to see these videos, just click away. Someone also asked the link of the Garmin mount I bought and if it would be compatible with the 1030. I think it would be compatible. You can change the position of the dot where your Garmin mounts onto. You can change that position, and I'm like 100% sure it'll fit with the 1030, no problem. Martin Sushanek, I'm really sorry about making this video so late. 1 month ago you asked a few questions and I'm now going to answer them for you. How does it feel to ride the 62mm wheels, especially in crosswinds? Very, very good question. I did ride the bike in crosswinds. I live in Belgium and I do ride in the Netherlands sometimes, and there's like a ton of wind, so sometimes when there's like, I don't know, in Fort Beaufort, I don't know how you do it in your country, but here Fort Beaufort, Tri Beaufort, it's quite a lot. I'll put some like conversions here on the screen. That's when I find it a bit tricky. That's when I sometimes don't take my GoPro with me, because then I feel like when I'm riding with one hand on my handlebar, then I feel like it's a little bit tricky. I don't have any issues with like being blown away from the road unless I'm not really paying attention to the bike, and I'm also not that heavy, so I'm 65 kilograms. Yeah, I do feel the wind, but it's not like so uncomfortable or so scary unless it's like really windy, but then I just stay inside. Then I just go on my smart trainer. And he also asked, what size did you get and how tall are you? Thank you for your nice review. Thanks for your compliment. I did get the size medium, as I said, and I'm 1.81 m. So anyways, this was the video, guys. I hope you find it very informative. It took me a long time to finish this video, but if you like the video, please subscribe. If you do want to subscribe, please like the video. Please leave a comment on what you think, what you want to see next. If you like this video, if you want to see me make another comparison, if you want to see me make a comparison between maybe another bike, then you can also ask me. I'll check every comment and I'll reply to every comment you put in the comment section. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next video, and ciao.